made a comment about how affordable micro squirt was in a video. EFI Source reached out and actually sent me one to play with along with a harness. So I can probably set this up on the bench and tinker around, and who knows what we can come up with. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it, and we'll make sure we put it to good use. Today we're going to try to tune this Porsche 911 with individual throttle bodies and Mega Squirt ECU. These things don't make a whole bunch of power, but they're super cool cars. Primary concern is drivability. I'll pull up the fuel map and show it to you in the Target Air fuel map, and I kind of just glance into that stuff. I think I can see why it's not running very well, so we'll go through all the paces, try and make it run a little bit better, and hopefully we can find a couple horsepower too. Alright, so problem number one, I didn't have a whole lot of faith in the wideband that's in the car. Mine's rated basically 1250 or so, 1260. I'm reading like 14, 13. Now it even looks like it's stuck. Widebands aren't even on the same planet as one another. I know mine's good, so I'm just going to turn off any closed loop we got going on with this one, and I'll just use mine. So just that in itself is probably going to make a pretty big difference. So here's the Target Air fuel table I was talking about. You can see it's basically like you're just trying to hit a moving target the whole damn time. So we'll flatten that out and make that a little more reasonable. And the VE table looks a little crazy. That's the actual map. So just looking at that stuff, I'd like to hope and think we can make this one run a little bit better. This thing's taking forever to warm up. I think what I'll do is just make a run as is, see what kind of power it makes, and then we'll see if can improve it, and then we'll have a better idea on what the air fuel and stuff is doing. Now we have no idle control valve. This is not sequential, so we don't have any cylinder to cylinder adjustment, and we actually have no ignition control. So basically we're just doing fuel tuning. You know, we got our acceleration enrichment stuff and our VE table, and that's really about it. So on one hand it makes it easier because there's less to adjust, and on the other hand it makes it a whole lot harder because there's nothing to adjust. So we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, the shifter's all messed up, so it's super hard to find what gear you're in. And it runs way worse than I was expecting. But I thought it might make a little more than that. Smoke like crazy. This thing runs way too rough since there's no intake manifold, and it was set up in speed density mode. There kind of really wasn't enough adjustment, so I've switched everything over to Alpha N, and I'm just going to completely start all the way over again. Alpha N's kind of a pain in the ass to work with and takes a lot longer, but I think it's going to make the car run better. It'll probably take a little bit to kind of rough this in and get it in the ballpark, but it starts and runs so far, and already feels a little bit better at tip in and stuff, so I'm going to fool with that. Just sitting here stationary, got it revving a whole lot cleaner now. Before it would stumble just trying to like free rev it. And that's just all in the fuel table. I haven't touched any acceleration enrichment yet. So probably throw it in gear, and who knows, everything I just did might change once we're in gear, but we'll start rolling it now. So I'm holding the dyno at 2,000 RPM and then can just cruise through all of the cells. started at 2,000 RPM. Each car's a little different on how low you can go. And so I'm gonna try 1,400 RPM now, and then we'll just kind of keep going up. I don't start at the lowest point because some cars get a little grumpy down there. So 2,000, 2,500, wherever. Again, depends on the car. So go as low as I can go, and then we'll start going the other direction with it. But so far, it seems to be running a lot better. Got the off idle stumble to go away. I'm gonna try and make another full throttle run, and I'll just go until the air fuel tells me to stop. I don't suspect I'll be able to make a full run the first time. Starts nice. Damn it. Keep forgetting it takes 20 minutes to find fourth gear. Check this log out, but basically it looks like I'm gonna be pulling kind of 10-15% out everywhere, but tend to start rich on purpose. I'm gonna try and make another full throttle run, and I'll just go until the air fuel tells me to stop. I don't suspect I'll be able to make a full run the first time. Starts nice. Damn it. Keep forgetting it takes 20 minutes to find fourth gear. Check this log out, but basically it looks like I'm gonna be pulling kind of 10-15% out everywhere, but tend to start rich on purpose. Today's episode of what in the hell is going around this dumpster fire of a place. The only way to take care of this building is for somebody to just drop a nuke on the whole damn thing and just get it the hell off the earth. It is off. You know, it wasn't a flat number. I think the peak was about 12, so I took about 9% out of it, and we'll try it again. I don't fit in these seats at all. Every time I get in, I just like blow my nuts up in between my legs. It's no good. Well, that didn't really go as planned. I leaned it out more than I wanted in the middle, and then didn't do a whole lot on the left and the right side. So no big deal. Might just take a few revisions. So my suspicion or expectations here were pretty spot on, I guess. We've tried every different air fuel ratio there is, and our horsepower is like within like 1 or 2. So there's not much there. But we did go from a pretty like sporadic looking air fuel ratio curve to now we're pretty flat. And up here it goes fat because it's just going from like 20 something degrees of timing to like 5 degrees of timing. And there's just no power there. It's just laying over like crazy. So I'm not gonna pull a bunch of fuel out there because he can send the distributor out, have that kind of remapped or whatever you want to call it. And we might try this again, but seeing what the timing is, I think there's definitely some power there, but I'm kind of just out of things to play with. So I'm gonna tinker around some more with the part throttle stuff and some tip-in whatnot. That's kind of like what the main concerns were here anyway, so we'll play with that a little bit more, and then we're gonna call this one good. Spent the morning on cold start and just some miscellaneous tip-in stuff and whatnot, and now that it's warmed up, just gonna make one last pull, air stuff a little bit nicer in here. See if we can't find a couple of horsepower at least. See what happens. A little bit more. Air fuel's way flatter. runs way smoother, starts way nicer. So even though we didn't pick up 1,000 horsepower, I think this was still a success. Up into the 170s now at least. So that's gonna do it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.